Cooper. Cooper with a great chance. Cooper must make it four. He does.
The Full-Time Review Show is brought to you and supported by Saltire Energy, the global market leader in specialist drilling equipment rental. And at the beginning of next month, if you are in Abu Dhabi, my suggestion is you go along to the ADIPEC, the world's largest energy event, and go and see Steve Gibson and meet the gang from Craig International. These are the full-time scenes from Celtic Park. My thanks to Paul Donaldson for sending me this video. Weren't the Dons just quite simply magnificent? Aberdeen ole, Aberdeen ole, Aberdeen ole, ole ole. 2-2, the final score after being 2-0 down. These are the newspaper headlines. My thanks to @DonsCollector on X, who put this magnificent montage together, and it just goes to show that at long last, everybody now is starting to sit up and take note. We are the real deal. We're not a flash in the pan. We remain unbeaten at the beginning of this season. We may have lost our 100% win record, but we are unbeaten. And we remain level pegging with Celtic at the top of the table on 22 points. And we've stretched our lead over Rangers, who yesterday hilariously lost at Kilmarnock. How you doing? Oh, how are you doing? Monday night review show. It's good to be here. My goodness. I don't know about you, but I have to be honest. I'm buzzing. Honestly, I know it's only a draw, and folk will say it's just a draw. It's not just a draw. It's the manner in which we got the draw. That's what matters. That's what counts. Oh boy. I'm still buzzing. Honestly, I'm still absolutely buzzing. This is your opportunity to come on tonight and tell us how you're feeling nearly 48 hours on from Saturday's game at Celtic Park. It's going to be a very busy show. I've left it all up to you guys tonight. We'll get through the normal housekeeping and all that stuff, but I've got a feeling it's going to be a busy show tonight. I can already see that there's lots and lots of you on already, so you are more than welcome. Thanks for coming on. If you're watching for the very first time, you know the script by now. Just please say what you want. Keep it respectful. If you're going to interact with everybody else, be mindful, be respectful, be nice. That's all we ask for. We don't tolerate nonsense on here. Please don't use bad language because I simply will not read out the comments. But the aim tonight is to try and get through as many of your comments as we possibly can on the show this evening. There is so much positivity to take from Saturday. And I have to admit, at 2-0, I thought to myself, my God, we've seen this film so many times before. But then I thought to myself, after they went 2-0 up, I thought there was a composure to us. And I was like, hang on a second. This is different. This is new. This is fresh. This is a breath of fresh air. Because what was important was that we did not capitulate. We did not fold. We did not crumble. We dusted ourselves down and we went, do you know what? We got caught by a sucker punch with the first, an individual mistake for the second, put it behind us, let's go again. Graham Shinnie has said that the calming influence of the manager at half-time was absolutely pivotal to the way that they came out, their approach for the start of the second half. Duke coming on, Esther coming on, changed it, put the impetus on us, kept us on the front foot, kept us going forward. How many times in the past few years have we seen managers in the same situation going, do you know what, damage limitation, let's sit in, let's try and not concede. No way. Jimmy's not accepting that. Oh my God. And to get the goal 5 minutes after the restart, I was like, we're in a game. We're going to get them. We're going to take them. And the biggest compliment that I can pay the Dons is from a Celtic fan's point of view. Because when the third VAR goal got chopped off, that decision was met from the Celtic fans like they had just scored a goal. So they knew that we had rattled them. The relief that went round Celtic Park was like they had just scored a goal. I'm disappointed in Brendan Rodgers' comments after the game. I expected more from Brendan, considering he knows how awful our recent record has been at Celtic Park. I think he should have acknowledged more the fight and the battle. Yes, I get he's disappointed he didn't win the game. Yes, I get that he's obviously disappointed to lose a position from being 2 goals up. I get that. But my goodness, not many teams will come to Celtic Park this season and come back from 2-0 down and nearly win the game. I posted it on social media. The absolute will and determination not to lose that game in the final 10 minutes, and I mean the 10 minutes added on, which came from where, is like nothing that I have seen in a long, long time. It was an astonishing collective effort to not lose that game. And I want to show you, just let me find it for you. Let me get rid of that. Because there is a photograph doing the rounds. I'm sure you've already seen it, but I wanted to put it on anyway. There it is. Now, I don't know who took this photograph, so I'm really sorry that I can't credit the person that took the photograph, but I understand that it's come from Aberdeen's own media channels. Just look at that picture. Just look at it. Take it in. Look at the emotion on Duke's face. For me, that tells you everything you need to know about where we are as a group right now. I have to say, Duke, all is forgiven, my friend. My God, you put your body on the line, and that save from Dimitar seconds before. Oh, my giddy aunt. Honestly, I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm just buzzing. Dundee United next on Saturday. It's heading for a sellout. There's about 400 tickets left. It's bloody brilliant. The team that started the game. Dimitar in goal. Sensational again throughout. Back four. Normal back four. Jack, Gavin, Ruby, Devlin. Ruby's nutmeg. Oh. In the middle, Shinza and Nielsen. Just fantastic throughout. Slightly surprised that Leighton got a start ahead of Ante, but in the end, he was there to do a job. And he did a job. His miss, we can forget about it. But he was there to do a job. And he did. Nisbet started up front for the Dons. Played the opening 45 minutes. This is what Jimmy had to say after the game. They gave everything they had. They were tired, but they kept believing, helping each other. That's also something you need sometimes. The extra effort to get the points in these difficult away games. I'm proud of the players today and the fans who are here who supported us all the way. This is what he said about what happened at half-time. We had a good talk with the players and the staff about how we can find our way back into the game. I like the team spirit the players have, how they help each other. Again, I keep saying it. He's an absolute breath of fresh air. He really is. And he continues to use this word humble, which I really, really like. Not getting carried away. Keeping feet firmly on the ground. We as fans can get giddy. We can get carried away because, we deserve it. It's been a long time since we've all been this excited. So we can get carried away. We can get giddy. But the players and the manager are just quietly going about their business. One game at a time. Celtic's now done. Next up, Dundee United on Saturday, who are also in good form, let's be honest. Should be a cracking game on Saturday evening. Don't forget, 5:30 kickoff. And then we've got that mob coming to us. And I'm telling you something, they should be fearing us. Because they're nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay. Glasses are clean. So, let me just clear the timeline. I tell you what, just before I get you on, let me clear the old timeline. And I'll just get the last bits and pieces in before we move on and get you guys on. So I want that in there. And then the last item is there. Oh, I tell you what I do want to get in. Right, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Okay, one last thing. And then we are done. Right, where are you? There. Okay, so let me drag that there. In fact, let's get this on. Match stats. Now, what I've done here is I want to show how well we've competed with Celtic, considering that we only had 26.6% of possession. So look, they had 32 shots in total to our 8. But our total tackles throughout the game, 23 to their 11. Of those tackles won, we won 18. And then the duels. Okay, they won 4 more duels than us. But the point here, what I'm trying to convey, is that we competed throughout the game. And that was, for me, the big difference, is that we actually laid a glove on Celtic. We spoke about it on Friday night, is that all we asked was that we lay a glove on them. And we did. After 2-0 down, we did. We absolutely laid a glove on them. And we gave them the biggest fright that they've had in the Scottish Premiership so far this season. And do we fear them at Hampden in a couple of weeks? Do we fear them? Absolutely not a chance that we fear them in the semi-finals of the Premier Sports Cup. Not long now, couple of weeks at Hampden Park. Don't forget, 5:30 kickoff. Oh, can't wait. Oh, can't wait. Oh my Lord, there are so many of you on tonight. Oh, it's going to be a good show. Paul Herd said, I shouldn't really care what others think, but it's been nice hearing Celtic fans and pundits genuinely commend Jimmy and the team for the approach, application and bravery shown on Saturday. I have to say I've received a number of messages from Celtic fans who have all been absolutely gushing about Aberdeen's performance on Saturday. And I think we should take that as the highest compliment. Kenneth McPherson says, an absolute rollercoaster of a game, and for those over 60, the Fergie years came flooding back. And talking about Sir Alex, wasn't it brilliant to see him in Celtic Park watching the game with a huge grin on his face? And I tell you what, Sir Alex, after the nonsense that happened with you at Manchester United, get yourself up the road, fella, and come and watch us, because I'm telling you, it'll be so much more enjoyable than watching that mob. Peter Hentges has said, agreed, we are getting a lot of credit from Celtic fans. I think we are gaining a lot of respect for our performances and tenacity. Kenneth McPherson has said in Swedish, magnifique. Steve Williamson says, hi Ali, hope you're all well. Jimmy is learning more with each game. Halftime subs were genius and changed the game. I hope Sevco don't sack Clement before next week, because we will destroy them. And I can guarantee what's going to happen. I can guarantee what will happen between now and our game. Who do you think, I'll give you one guess, will start getting touted for being a possible replacement? I wonder when this skullduggery is going to begin. Alan Nichols says, like him or dislike him, but love Duke's reaction at the end of the game after that block on the line. Angela's on. Hi, Ange, how you doing? Hi, everyone. Wasn't Saturday quite a roller coaster? Great result. And Duke's face after that block on the line said it all. So proud of the lads. Gordon Keith Ritchie says, good evening all. Great result. 2-2 was fair, as both sides did deserve to lose points. Was Sevco lying down to Kilmarnock, and we still have not been tested. The West Coast Mafia are not happy. Jerry Kennedy says, fit like fellow dandies, fair looking forward to Saturday night's game after the amazing fight back. John Grant says, the benefit of having a good squad is there for all to see. If plan A doesn't work, use plan B. The subs are so important for us and certainly didn't weaken the starting 11. Grey Pilgrim said, brilliant from the Dons on Saturday, and the icing on the cake was Chris Boyd's tears on Sunday. Duke's goal line clearance and celebration was awesome. Stuart Malcolm said, what a fantastic second half. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. So pleased for Esther and Duke. It's just different level. John Grant says, I also think that Jimmy will have learned far more about Celtic than they have learned about us. Roll on the semi. Kaiser's on, wishing everyone a good evening. Ewan Willock says, wasn't it great to see us go there and play our own game instead of packing the defence, trying to soak up the pressure and hope for a counter? 100% Ewan. Jerry Kennedy says, great point. Sokola's goal was 15 seconds from mid-off to the back of Celtic's net. Colin Gale says, I was in town and the score was 2-0, and by the time I reached home we had drawn level, and the noise from the Celtic crowd when our third was chalked off was telling. Proud day for this fan. Scott W says, even at half-time I felt we weren't out of it. I knew if we got the next goal we'd get something from the game. That's what this team does. He went on to say, we keep saying, but the turnaround since Jimmy came in is outstanding. I just feel we're getting a result every week. Music Cat makes a great point. He says, hi Ali, you got your wish. We did lay a glove on them. A lot of you talking about, Duke's third goal. For me, look, we can argue about Ruby's shirt being pulled and all that kind of stuff, but look, at the end of the day, they've applied the letter of the law. It's hit his arm, it's gone in. Gutted. Screamed the place down when it went in with my two boys. Went nuts. And then that sigh. Oh, that sigh. Paul C. Ricky says, great result and I'm happy with a point, but I think we were too standoffish and gave them a lot of space and time on the ball. But I think, to be fair, Paul, that's always going to happen at Celtic Park. Wait, hang on. Boy, there's so many of you on. Goodness me. I'm not sure I'm going to get through all of your comments tonight, but it's great to have so many of you on. Barry Reid is still grinning from ear to ear. Paul Herd said he's still a bit puzzled about the absence of Palaversa. Yes, he got on fresh legs in the middle of the park, but it was long overdue by then. I wonder if he's just not doing it in training. No, I think he is. I think there was a game plan there. And I think when he came on, it was the good time to bring him on. Just firm everything up. Graham Gibbs says, how good was McGrath? Please get him signed. Superb through ball to Sokola, and what a finish. We have to get Jamie signed up. He's absolutely pivotal to us going forward. 2 brilliant assists. The ball through to Esther was just, it's stuff of dreams. And to play the ball back to Shinza when he's on the deck, to have that vision to play the ball when he's on the deck, he's just different class. And I thought he was brilliant throughout. Graham Watson said, thing that stood out for me was when Sokola scored. Angus is telling him, get the ball and get started again. Just to focus and belief we could get another goal. It's a good point, Graham, because as soon as the ball went in, Angus MacDonald, who was warming up as a substitute, screaming at him to get the ball and get back up and get started again. And if you watch the reaction of the substitutes when Shinza scores the equaliser, again, it just goes to show the collective unity that we have at the moment. They're all in it. It's just, I want to swear, it's just brilliant. Alexander Wallace says, good evening, Dandies. What a weekend. We were resolute in the second half, and Sokola's goal was a stunner. More of the same against United on Saturday, and the momentum will carry us past Rangers, no problem. Brian P's asking, have we played anybody decent yet? Neat Pete says, felt like, must admit, I was beginning to get a sinking feeling when those 2 quick-fire Celtic goals went in, but the fight back was amazing. So happy. Other results are also very favourable this weekend. The Mad Ferret is on, wishing everyone a good evening, as is Lorraine Baxter. Simon Roy here saying, what a performance from the guys. Oh man, it's so good just now. Alan George is also on, wishing everyone a good evening, as is David Horn, who says, what a great second half performance from the Dons. Graham Klein says, great result considering halftime fears, but big shout out to Killy for completing the weekend. Scott W, great point. 1 game at a time. But if Rangers lose to St Mirren next weekend, or this weekend, we beat United, then Rangers, we're 12 points clear of them at the beginning of November. I'm sorry, before November. It's a great post, Scott. Jerry Kennedy is on, saying good evening, as is John Bleasdale. He says, about time the mainstream media start giving us some credit and stop looking for excuses to have a dig. This untested nonsense can be put in the bin. Daniel Wilkes is on, saying hello. Grey Pilgrim is again talking about Jamie McGrath, how immense he was. Simon Roy making a good point about Jimmy. Seen it was not working, made the changes. Barry Reid says, it's the manner of the draw. Absolutely. It is. I know we're all getting giddy about a draw, but you're right, Barry. It's like what I said at the top of the show. It's the manner in which we got the result that is absolutely pivotal. You know, when Brendan Rodgers was talking about, you know, that they play in Europe. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't at all. You had a break, if I remember correctly. And how long was that break? International break? Come on. It was completely irrelevant, that argument. But he's frustrated. I get it. I get it. Barry Reid says, absolutely no fear for the semi-final. Stuart Hepburn says, feeling just dandy, Ali. Leighton Bremner says, some team we are. Graham Gibb makes an excellent point, and I hope it's absolutely spot on, Graham. He says, not just a draw. First time a Scottish team in 14 years have come back from 2 down. 166 Scottish teams have failed since Cali did it 14 years ago. That is not just a draw. Wow. Graham, that is some research, fella. And if that stat is true, holy mother. Wow. Excellent research, my friend. Scotty Blodgett says, great performance, great belief, and the usual excuses from Rodgers. Huge match next Saturday. Keep it going. Come on, you Reds. Grey Pilgrim says, the sheep are on fire. Right, so there's a lot of you on, just reminding you, if you're watching for the first time or if you're a regular watcher, not to forget to do this. Guys, we are 2 subscribers away from 3,900. 2. If you haven't subscribed, please consider. I'm not forcing you to, just please consider it. Press the little button. It doesn't cost you anything. It's totally free. All you will do is get notifications from YouTube to say that there's a show going live or there's content put on the channel. Come on, let's get to 3,900 before the end of the show. Martin Smith says, not sure I get the handball rule if that was off a defender, no handball, but comes off the attacker who knows nothing about it as it comes from behind him. You see, that's the dark cloud for me, you know. It's like eyes are not on the ball. He's not making any sort of movement towards the ball, you know, deliberate movement towards the ball with his arm. It just so happens that it just deflects off his arm and goes in. So yeah, it's a bit of a dark cloud. Phil McLean says, I must admit, after the first half, I was like, oh, not like this again. But we went out there and they proved me all wrong. Come on, you Reds. So many of you are talking about that we've got to get Jamie McGrath signed up. I so agree. Leighton Bremner, just reminding everybody, we're 20 games undefeated, stretching into last season. Graham Gibbs says, can't take credit, Press and Journal supplied the facts. Thanks, Graham, thanks for coming on, let us know. 166 teams, that's astonishing. Wow, that's absolutely brilliant. Musical Box talking about Rogers saying that his players were in various international squads. Okay. How many did we have away on international duty? Roughly the same? Give or take, one or two? It's a poor, poor excuse. So, Kaiser thinks that Jamie McGrath and Jack McKenzie will not sign new deals. Okay, mate, you're entitled to your opinion. Of course you are. Interested to know why you think that, fella. Uh, 37 Chewy makes a good point, because I must admit, when I saw that incident, I was surprised that not more was done. And he's talking about the shove on Morris, that Shaden Morris, that clattered him into the hoardings. Our coach got a yellow, which I thought was awesome. Not scared of looking after each other, even at Parkhead. I must admit, I can't remember who did it, but I thought it was naughty and it was uncalled for. And I also think we should point out about Gavin Malloy, because he made that mistake, and players, after making such a mistake, can either go one of two ways. They can either crumble, or they can absolutely dust themselves down, forget about it, and just get on with the game. And that's what Gavin did, in abundance. And I have to say, despite the mistake, I thought he was absolutely magnificent in the centre of defence, as he has been all season. He's an absolute steal. And him and Ruby, I can't offer more plaudits, because I just think they're both magnificent. Chud says, I think Dundee United will be a harder game than Sevco. They were awful yesterday. That being said, United sat back in fear against Rangers, and I wonder if they'll do the same against us. Kevin Spence says, great battling performance. Let's keep the run going and concentrate on beating Dundee United on Saturday, one game at a time. Baz Strachan says, evening all, onwards to another big game and 3 points on Saturday. Isn't it great being a dandy at the moment? Aaron says, Talene is so calm, he doesn't give anything away in these post-match interviews, just all focus on the next game. Ralph Ainsworth says, if Bojan comes back on loan in January and Sir Alex joins the Dons as an ambassador, I think I'll faint. Barry Cole says, because Barry was away watching the game, says, what a bounce in our hotel. In Turkey watching the game. So many of you are already looking forward to the game against Dundee United at the weekend. Martin Smith says, the team spirit Jimmy has instilled is second to none. Fed up with not faced anyone yet narrative. Hope that's been put to bed well and truly. Bring on that mob in 10 days. Right, guys, I think, so we've just done over half an hour. So, yeah, we'll call it a night. So, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Did we do it? Did we do it? Did we make 3,900? Oh! We've jumped to 3,904. Thank you so much. Absolutely brilliant. Don't forget to press like as well. Just helps with the YouTube algorithm and all that kind of stuff. So, guys, we will be back on Friday for the preview show ahead of the Dundee United game. I'll have a special guest joining us on Friday night. So just enjoy the rest of your week. Just take it all in. It's just magic at the moment. It's great fun. And I just want us all to enjoy it and have an absolutely really good laugh about it. I'm just buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. I can't believe it. It's just incredible. Dearie me. I don't want it to stop. I really don't. Take very good care of yourselves. Have a fantastic week. And I'll see you on Friday night. Stand free.